Hey everyone, this is Dr. Zach Green here, Performance Sport and Spine, and in today's video I'm discussing 4 of my favorite hip stretches. Kneeling lateral lunge. So in a kneeling position, you're going to take one leg and put it out at a 90 degree. Now keeping your spine and your hips straight, we're going to drive out, feeling a nice tension on the inside of the leg, and come back. Again, as we do it, we're trying to drive laterally, and you don't want to have your back collapse. You want to keep the stretch through the hip on the inside of the leg. Recommend anywhere from 4 to 8 reps initially, depending on your tightness and your fitness level. And again, it should be dynamic. We're not really holding at the end range, we're just kind of going as far as our body can handle, come back, and then try to go a little farther the next time. After we're done, we're going to switch positions. So again, keep tying the hip, keep the back straight, leg out, and then drive to the side, feeling tension on that downside, inside leg. And again, try to keep your spine straight and try to stretch the hip, not the low back. So the hip car. On your hands and knees, we're going to kind of raise our leg like a dog at a fire hydrant. Try to bring it around circumference as far as we can, and then return to the starting position. Once we're there, we're going to bring it back in the opposite direction. And again, we're trying to use just our hip, not roll your back. So all the tension should be here. Your back should be not moving at all. Less is more with this stretch. Again, just get the axis of what your hip mobility can do, and then try to improve it each time. This one's quite challenging, so we recommend back and forth 2 to 4 times, and then switch legs. In addition, when you're doing this, try to not lean side to side and have all the motion in your hip. Next is the adductor rock back. So we're going to kneel on one leg and keep one leg straight. I seem to get a better stretch with my toe up. Some people may find it better with their whole foot down. A little bit of trial and error is important here. So for me, I'm going to keep my heel down, my toe up, and I'm going to sink back into that hip, keeping this leg straight. Again, you might need to bring it back a little bit to get more stretch, but the goal is to kind of shift through your hip so you get that stretch on that adductor, not just collapsing down. That's just low back. That's not going to stretch the hip. We want to keep our back straight and sink in, go as far as we feel comfortable, and then come back up. Again, using our hip, not our low back. So left side, so right knee is down, left foot is out. Heel up, maybe not, and we're going to sink back with our hip, feel a nice stretch on the inside of our leg, and then stand back up. Again, trying to keep our back straight and utilizing our hip mobility, not just letting your leg. And then last, probably my favorite, is the elevated pigeon stretch. So we need a comfortable bench or box. You're going to cross one leg. I have to use my arms for this, you might not have to, and we're going to sink straight down and then come back up. You should feel the stretch over this hip, and again, we're trying to keep our back straight and stretching our hip, not letting your back collapse and bring your head down. So use your arms if you need to, and let the down knee bend and just sink into that hip, and then come back up, sink into that hip, and come back up. And here's the left leg. So we're going to cross that left leg over to 90-90, maybe using your hips, and we're going to sink in, assisting with our arms, and then stand back up. As you can see, my left hip is a little tighter, so I'm going to go less range of motion initially, and then work on trying to increase it over time. But again, you should go at your own pace and don't force it. We're trying to kind of access the mobility the body allows us, not crank on anything.